Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. Always, when Milo and I are coming together, we always want to talk about something that is so close to our heart and so close to our mind. By the way, my name is Julie, my dear friend Milo. Milo, please say hello to our viewer.
How you guys doing? Milo from Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you. Thank you, Milo. Every time when we are getting together, every single conversation that we have daily, it's all revolving about how unpassive, how passionate we are with unpassive. And it all started with our CEO, Ash Mufarad. He is a teacher. He is a man who actually putting all this together. And every single time being on the phone with, on the webinar with Ash Mufarad, our mind always expanded and our hearts always connected. So today we want to bring to you a topic that actually very close to us. We choked up talking about this topic, and I also want to make this show dedicated to my mom as well. And today we're talking about how Unpassive can help teachers. Milo, would you like to start?
It is dear to my heart too because I've got nieces that are into the teaching and I've seen what happened. And today is what, December 28th, so we're just a little bit after Christmas. And someone sent me a text message or an email and said, "Hey Milo, how about doing a show on how it can help teachers?" And I said, "Man, never even thought of it." But as my mind went back and I started thinking about it, what a job. I mean, the teachers actually, they're out there, they're working hard. And I know some people think, well, they only work 9 months a year, but I'll tell you what, the money that those people put back in. I've seen my niece, one of my nieces, she just retired and she works in a field with helping the disabled kids or whatever, she's in that field. And I've seen her make all these little crafts and set up and do all that stuff and have family over and help. And it's just remarkable the amount of time they put in that they're not even getting paid for. And they buy the supplies because the school doesn't give them the supplies, doesn't give them the money. Now, what I would like to say on that is why not? How can it help? Well, with Own Passive, you could get a fundraising thing. You pay $100, you get your fundraising thing in there, and people could buy in under that and donate $100. But when they donate that $100, they buy a spot, which is going to pay them back many times more. We've seen the projections. If you put $100 in and you do nothing at all, it's a $6,000 is what you're going to make in a year. Will you make 6,000? No, you're going to make a whole lot more than that, I believe. Because you're not going to let that team just sit there. Because I can show you how to, by giving that away, it makes more money. It's just a win-win-win for everyone, and I think families would enjoy it, teachers would enjoy it, and it makes for all humanity. And I think that's what Mr. Ashmafaro he comes up with is it's all about the heart and it's about humanity and about giving back. And I just like that. That's one thing I love about it, Julie.
Yes, absolutely. I do the same, and I know it's a very big thing for Mr. Ashmufar. It's because he has young children, and it's all about planting them, guiding them for them to grow. It's to me. So I like to go back to my mom really quick. The reason why I wanted to dedicate this show to my mom, she is the teacher and she is a preschool teacher. So you know how young they are. It's a time where a young kid can get to exposed to the world. And you have to have the right guidance, the right materials for them to be able to do that. I watched my mom every single day from 6 o'clock until midnight, teaching the children at school, go back home, putting her own money out, buying the own materials and putting together projects after projects, because at that age, the child at that age, they're very visualized, you know, they literally learning by touching, learning by exploring. So I watched my mom doing that for years and years, and she is retired now, but just watching my mom with her passion raising the kid out there. My mom has 7 kids, raising 7 of us on her own, while my dad was in the communist prison. Anyway, I didn't want us to go into that, but she is doing that, and just watching her, the way she carry herself, the way she raised these kids. I mean, the end of the day, I watched my mom was like really tired and wanted, you know, because of the passion she put it out in there. And to me, the kids are like plants that are like just plants that just literally bloom up, and you need some guidance in order to guide them through it. And I think there are so many, I know, not I think, I know there are so many teachers out there. Their passion is to raise these kids, to teach these kids. And there are not many things available out there for them, or even if it is available, it would be really expensive. And so I see that On Passive has a way for all these teachers to show their passion, to use this On Passive that Ash created, to be able to send their message out there to the world and raising these kids, which is one example. O Academy is what Ash brought up the other day. I mean, it's incredible. Do you want to talk about O Academy a little bit, Myra?
Sure. I can talk about Academy. I'll tell you what, before we go into Academy, just because I know I'm going to get emotional on this, but I do have to say this, okay? Uh, our children's minds are this great resource, you know, and we have to train them to grow up. And we have children in school, and how cool would it be for you if you have a small child in school to present your teacher with a spot that pays every year? It pays these different things. It only costs you $100, but it gives them a spot. And even if you signed up under that spot, guess what? You're making money. It's going to make you money because you signed that spot up under you, and you give it to. And every teacher has a heart. Their hearts are great, but I mean, you can see some child that really needs, I mean, that's struggling, that doesn't have the finances, doesn't have the resources, the mom and dad, you know, whatever their case may be, you know, but how beneficial would it be that you could give that to them, and maybe the child gets a computer. And I have to tell this story, and I will get emotional, and I'm sorry, but there's a story that comes up quite a bit on the internet. In fact, you can do a research on it, but it's about Dr. Todd Stoddard. Whether it's true or not, I believe that they said that it is true, but I won't vouch for that. But if it's not true, it doesn't matter. It's the moral of the story. This little boy in first grade comes in, no one loves him. He doesn't get love at home. He finds something for his teacher that's used, and he wraps it up. His teacher says, "Oh, it's the best thing I've ever had." You know, I think it was cologne or something, or not cologne, perfume. And so she makes all over this little boy, and it changed his life. This kid becomes this great doctor, and when he gets his final thing, he brings her on the stage to introduce him. To me, that's hard. That's what giving is about. That's what humanity is about, is helping someone, you know, that needs help. I'm gonna throw it back to you because I'm kind of emotional now, and we can talk on passive, or you know, Academy on this.
Totally. And like I said, I resonate the message with you. It's because of raising 2 kids right now. Being a teacher at home is so important as well. It's all about guiding them through. Like I said the other day, I always looking and praying to have the kind of wisdom to be able to share the kind of passion, you know. And I think there are so many things in our life daily really distracting us, you know, because of the current situations we are in. It doesn't matter what, but being a teacher at home, at school, it's all about guiding the children, because absolutely, you said it, their mind is growing and expanding every single day. And if you put the right information in their mind, the right seed in it, it will grow into a beautiful tree. But if you put seeds in the, like you structure them the way it is right now, it's very hard. And I think with that passion, with that vision in mind, Ash has created O Academy, and enable the children, the teachers, to be able to share what their passion without anybody, looking over your shoulder, has to meet this quota or have to meet certain kind of guideline, but just sharing their heart and raising the children. I mean, seriously, there are so many messages. There are so many great, passionate teachers out there. And I have to say, my mom was one of them, and I mean, talking to the teachers, they've done so much, but what do they get back? The rewarding is that this kids or this child grow up to be a greatest doctor or to be a greatest leader in the community, and that's the rewarding. But you see how much that the teachers has to go through to make that, and that's an absolutely rewarding. And I think what Ash is putting in front of us, in front of all these teachers, and that's what we need to do. It's to be able to share how this ONPASSIVE can help these teachers, share how this ONPASSIVE can benefit these people, and continue, like I keep saying, and every time on our show, it's the gift that keep on giving, So, and I think it's a topic that we never stop. It's a topic that we always talk about.
Absolutely. And O Academy is nothing short of just a genius thing. What it is, it's going to be where people can actually go onto a platform and they can teach, they can mentor. So in other words, if a teacher wants to provide a mentorship, they can do that. They can do it by getting paid, or they can do it by, if they want to do it free, and they'll still get paid because people is going to come into ONPASSIVE through it. So it's one of them things that, man, you don't know how it is. But you can also do it, not only teachers, but it can be anything. If you're a great plumber, if you're a great electrician, if you're a great builder, you can use it for any of those. You can teach your trades. There is so much benefit in it. And honestly, when you see someone grow up, there's nothing like that. I remember as a young man, I coached rocket football. And I had little 7-year-old kids that their first year playing rocket football. And I had some, we started coaching these kids. And I remember running 10-yard sprints. And I remember the biggest kid on our team tripped over his own feet, but I loved the kid. Mark Staten was the kid's name. And I've watched the kid grow up. He went on to play football in the NFL for the New England Patriots, I think, and the Cincinnati Bengals. When he finished that up, he is now I think this year, I'm not sure, but he was the assistant coach for the Michigan State Spartans, and to me, that's like, I didn't have a lot to do with it, to be honest with you. His dad was a high school football coach. So, but I still was a 7-year-old coach. And so I think that I had a little bit to do with that kid becoming what he was. Same way on that same team was this kid named Danny Tobin. Danny Tobin was a heck of an athlete. He ended up being a pitcher in the minor leagues for the Cincinnati Reds and blew his arm out. Otherwise, he would have did. And so I'm very proud of those kids, and it's like part of me. And like you said, you take that seed and you put it in the ground and you watch it grow and you watch it flourish. And it's something for you. It's something for you to claim. Same way with that, piano playing. I taught this girl to play piano. And I remember when Tara come in, she was so lack of self-confidence, lack of, all this stuff. And I taught her to play the piano. And now when you hear her play the piano, it's a lot of my stuff, and I go, yeah, I taught her to play the piano. I remember going to one night, walking into this big auditorium, and I don't remember if there was 4,000 people or something there, and she's playing the organ. She is in a convention playing the organ. And it makes me proud because I was able to share my gifts and to watch them grow. And I think that's what a lot of Academy is. But the cool thing is you can share it and it makes you money and it makes them money and it blesses humanity. That's the main thing that I can say about ONPASSIVE. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. And I like I said, I just keep coming back to my mom. And I don't know if I told you this, but my degree was in teaching.
I
My
didn't
my,
know it.
my degree, it's inspired by my mom. I tried to become a teacher, and I did do some teaching, and I did do some of that, but because I couldn't fulfill that. So I always dream to be able to share what's in my mind, what's in my head, what I've learned. And there's some time when I grab onto something, I want to teach other people doing the same thing. If I just know something that I know it's going to be good, be really awesome for that person, I want to teach that. So my dream, to be honest, is that when ONPASSIVE come and launch, and I'll be able to make that fun, and I want to be able to use that fun toward teaching. It could be teaching people about health and wellness, how to live healthy, because I have that and I practice that, or helping people to understand about other cultures, and I love it that the whole ONPASSIVE family is very diverse, and I've learned so much from others people cultures, and so O Academy is something where we all can share our knowledge, can share anything we wanted to do, and that is so awesome. And I'm just really stoked being on and ONPASSIVE. And like I always say, go back to the person that share ONPASSIVE with you, and I'm going back to you and I say, Milo, thank you for blessing me with this opportunity. Like I share with a lot of my team, it's really is a blessing. It's not a business opportunity anymore. It is a blessing, and the blessing come to you is depend on you to take the action and explore that blessing, explore what in it for you, what it's really, that person really care for you so much, that bring this opportunity, that bring this blessing for to you and share this with you. It's because they really care for you. So thank you, Milo, for sharing that with me.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Julie, for joining up with me because I tell you what, you did a lot for me as far as my team and stuff. And it's a win-win situation. That's the coolest thing about ONPASSIVE. And when you first get into ONPASSIVE, you're concerned about, hey, how much money am I going to make? How much money, do you think I'll make? You know what? After you're in ONPASSIVE, you realize that the money's going to be there. There's going to be so much money for you that you cannot spend it all. I promise you, you cannot spend all the money that you will get through ONPASSIVE. But what most of us are, I got this little saying that I say now is don't dream about the money that you will make. Dream about the money that you will be able to share with other people. And I think that is so cool when we can grasp humanity. It's something that's missing right now. But when we can all love everybody, and regardless what you believe, whatever, if we can just find it in our heart to love people, we don't want to all be exactly the same. Because I can tell you it would be a boring world with everyone with a Milo attitude around. You know what I'm saying? It would be boring, okay? But it's not boring because you never know what Milo's going to do. He's spontaneous. He might say anything. He's crazy sometimes, but he loves life and he lives life to the fullest and he loves people. I mean, and I do honestly. And so for me, ONPASSIVE is giving me a chance to do all of that. And even now with the ONPASSIVE family, it's almost like I'm meeting other people that are just like me, and we're moving in a movement. And I'll tell you what, we're changing the world one person at a time. And it started with Mr. Ash Mafaro,
Absolutely.
And so I love ONPASSIVE. And like you said, whatever you do, if you see this video, man, whoever shared it with you, get back with them. Get back with them, join their team. It's one decision you will never regret. I promise you that.
Absolutely, 1,000%. So I think we come to the end of our show, and really, really connecting with the person that shared this with you, because there's so much passion, so much love in this community, and you are the only one can explore. It doesn't matter who tells you. You are the only person that can explore that, and the only way for you to explore the love, the passion, the abundance in this company on passive, it's for you to take the action. So get back to the person that shared this with you, and thank you, Milo, for sharing that story with us today. I look forward to the next show.
Good night from Nashville. We'll see you later.
Take care, everyone. Be well.